Hey gifted crafters, welcome back for another Saturday CrafterNoon. I am so excited. Today we get to announce our 2Q 2023 Trivia Master. So I am super excited to be here and it's going to be fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. I see a lot of people out there in the chat. So if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ. And if you're wondering what this Trivia Master is all about and what is going on in the chat where everyone's putting in answers to all these trivia questions, let me just explain it to you. I like to start off my live sessions with the trivia. And what we do is we host these trivia sessions on a weekly basis and we tally up all the points. So feel free to participate in the trivia, put your answers in the chat, make some friends, because what we do is tally up those points, and on a quarterly basis, we like to announce who our trivia master is. And today is one of the days that we get to announce this 2Q trivia master. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited that you guys are all here. Let's just take a look. We've got so many things. I got so many notes because I just want to make sure that I absolutely do not forget anything. Just remember, we post the points on a weekly basis on the community, so you'll get to see the status of where you rank among all your other fellow crafters in terms of the trivia points. And those get posted weekly, so you can always check to see where we are. But today, like I said, we're going to be announcing the 2Q. So the trivia that you guys participated in today is actually going to go towards the 3Q Trivia Master, which we will end that on the end of September, the last Saturday of September. So the first Saturday of October, we're going to announce who the winner is for 3Q. So I hope you guys really enjoy that. I have a lot of fun putting all this stuff together. We really do try to do a good show for you guys, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. So let's say hello to a couple of friends that I see out there. So let's see. We've got Crafting with Robin. I see Donna Phillips. I see Jackie Hallman. I see J Love. I see Janet Jordan, Judy Bauer, 1 Minute Tips, Rebecca Clark, Robin's Quilt Basket, Sassy. Wow, thank you guys all for joining so much. I really, really appreciate it. Alrighty, so let's see. We've got some holidays, and you know this girl loves her holidays. So let's take a look at what holidays we have today. So today is let's see, we've got Canada Day. So for all of my Canadian folks out there, I know everyone was putting in where they were from in the chat. If there's anyone out there from Canadian, or if you're catching the replay, today's Canada Day. So happy Canada Day. It's also International Joke Day, and it's American Zoo Day. So if you want to get out, go to the zoo, take a walk, take the grandkids out, maybe your kids, have a little fun and just relax and spend some family quality time. Okay, so a couple of things have been going on, and I'm trying to kind of get myself back into the stream of things. For those of you that know, my dad did pass away. It's going to be about a month now soon. So I'm starting to kind of get back into things. So just picking little projects here and there to kind of get me going. And I owe you guys a couple of things that I want to get out to you. But I did last week put out 2 videos. There was the first video, which was on cleaning the irons. And if you didn't get a chance to catch that, which I saw a couple people on the chat said they did, which that's awesome. This is a video on just a couple different ways that you can clean your iron. And it's just a couple little tips. So it's a really quick video. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and try to catch that. I also have a second video that I did put out, and this is in regards to pressing the seams. And I kind of did 2 different comparison things. We used the tailor's clapper, which was one of the trivia questions on today's live. And it's also looking at the quilting spray. And I kind of tested them both out and to see what the differences would be if you use the spray versus if you just use the clapper. So just a couple of little tips on there. If you want to check them out, please go ahead and do so. They are out there. I will be getting another one out to you guys soon. I'm still working on it, but it should be coming soon. Alrighty, so last week we talked about some of the things of little projects that you can do, and we talked about towel toppers. So just piggyback on some of that. So if you recall, we had little towel toppers that looked like little dresses, you know, and I thought they were really cute. Then there were some that you can sew yourself, and which I'm going to put the little video out there. They look like little dresses, but they're actual towels that you can use for your kitchen. And this was the other one that we did. So we took a look at these last week. So if you didn't get a chance to catch that, just go ahead and watch live number 46. Today's actually live 47, and soon we're going to be coming around to live number 50. Wow, I can't believe that's gone so fast. But what I wanted to share with you was, as I started to kind of think about how I was going to put the video together to show you guys how to make these, kind of had a little aha moment and found something that was even quicker than doing it this way. It's not the same type of look as these, because these they look like little dresses. But if you didn't want to do little dresses, there's other things you can do. And so I went ahead and picked up a couple of things. So I did get just a couple of pot holders that already have the little what do you call this, the little hanging thingy like a little hook thing, right? So these are already done, and I picked these up from Hobby Lobby. This is part of their spring shop collection, so all of their spring items are like on sale. So I went ahead and just picked up a couple. I picked up a little chicken and then I also picked up this little camper that they had, and I thought it was pretty cute. So I thought, was wondering, can I do a towel topper using pot holders? So I went ahead, and I still had some leftover towels, because what you'll see as part of the tutorial, you'll know that I went ahead and I cut the towel in half so it doesn't have so much bulk. So I went ahead and looked at this to see, can this be made as a towel topper? And sure enough, let me just show you really quick. If I can just set this over to the side, give me a minute. And here's all the towels that I used that I cut in half. And I was able to put this together. And so I have this little chicken, and let me just lay it flat so you can see it better. I'll take the pot holders away. And so I have this chicken pot holder, and then what I did was I went ahead and I sewed just the bottom piece, put a little pleat in there to give it a little bit of a flare, and sure enough, you have your own little towel topper that's also the pot holder. So I thought that would be really cute, and this one didn't take me more than like 5-10 minutes to make. I mean, it was that quick. So I thought that, you know, this is just another option that you can do, just piggyback off of what we were talking about last week. And so I did the same thing when it came to the little camper. And so for the little camper, you know, I have the pot holder on top, and then I went ahead and stitched on the bottom. And so you have that. Now, if you have a serger, you can do it as well. But, you know, you'll run the risk of cutting into the pot holder. and I didn't want that to happen. So I just stuck with doing it on my sewing machine. Now there's quite a bit of bulk that you'll have to go through when you do this. So if you're going to use your sewing machine, you want to slow it down. Make sure you take it nice and slow because it's a lot of bulk that it's trying to eat through. And these pot holders are pretty thick. So you definitely want to be careful. You don't want to break a needle or cause damage to your machine. So just if you are doing this method, you know, you can't just sew it as if you would any other cotton fabric that you're putting together. So you would definitely need to slow the machine down, and then just if you're doing the pleats, remember that as you do your pleats, you're adding more bulk to the actual sewing. So you do need to slow it down and just take it nice and slow all the way across, which is what I did here. So I do have that one, as well as the chicken. So I thought those were cute, and that's just in addition to, you know, the towel toppers that we did last week that was in the form of the dress. And then the other thing I was thinking you could also do, excuse me, let me just grab a sip of water. Okay, so I was thinking the other thing that you guys could do, instead of using the actual towels and cutting them in half, or you know, if you want to use the whole towel, you could do that as well. But what you could do also is just use dishcloths. And again, I picked up a couple. They had them in the Hobby Lobby and the Spring Shop, and I believe this one was from Walmart. So these are just two different ones that you can pick up. The Spring Shop, its regular price is $8.99, and I think it was like 70% off or something like that. But they have different colors, different packs that you can get, and depending on the towel topper that you're going to use, you know, you can mix and match to see what looks best with how you're doing it. Or if you're doing the little dress, you know, just get something that could match this. And the dishcloth, the reason why I'm saying the dishcloth is the dishcloth is thinner, and you'll probably have an easier time sewing it together if you're using the pot holder method. So that's something to consider. If your machine maybe doesn't really go through a lot of bulk really well, or maybe you're just looking for something that's, you know, not as big and bulky, or maybe not as thick, then I think you can use the dishcloths because they are a lot thinner and probably easier to sew. If you have a walking foot to your machine, you may want to try using the walking foot as well. That may help also. So different things that you can do when you're thinking about these towel toppers. There's such a ton of different ideas. So let me just jump into the chat. I see a lot of things going on here. Crafty Robin says, "Oh, cute! I love the chicken towel. I've done that with the square hot pads. Awesome." Donna says, "Now add some machine embroidery design to the towel part of the rooster holder." Yes, definitely. You can just add some embroidery here on the bottom and just personalize it with the person's name. You know, there's just so many things that you can do here. You know, a ton of things. So definitely you can put a name. You can put, you know, Donna's Kitchen. You know, you can do a little design on here. There's just a ton of things, ton of ideas. Let's see. 1 minute Kush says that does come in handy. Pot holder and towel all in one. And Donna's taking it to another level. Okay, Donna says, "I bought a Juki sewing machine for heavy duty straight stitching. I don't use it often, but it's sometimes you need heavy duty capabilities." Definitely, yes. And you know, it's great to have those Juki machines. They're awesome. You know, I mean, they're just known for being the best, right? But if you don't have one, you know, I would just recommend going very, very slowly as you're sewing it. Have a lot of patience. You know, definitely going to, you know, take your time as you're putting it together and just check to make sure that you are picking up the seam and that you're not skipping it, because sometimes if you're doing the fold and you're not paying attention, you can actually miss the towel and then have a little hole, and you don't want that. So definitely, you know, take your time when you're doing it. Decide where you want to put your pleats or how flary you want the towel to be. That's really totally up to you. Or you could just have it as a straight towel and not put any pleats at all. So it's totally how you want to put it all together. Let's see. She is thinking cuteness. Thanks, Judy. Okay. Donna says, I love this CrafterNoon because it covers all crafts. I enjoy a variety of crafts, so this suits me just fine. Your ideas are great. Oh, thank you, Donna. I really appreciate that. I enjoy all types of crafts too. You know, it's just I can't be stuck on just the one thing. I'm kind of all over the place. Alrighty. So these were the towel toppers that I wanted to show you. That's now using the pot holders. And let me know if you think I should include something like that as part of the video, or should I stick to just the dresses. Just want to get a gauge on how I should kind of tweak it as I'm putting it together. So let me know in the chat what you prefer. Let me see what else I had here. Let's see. Okay. Let's go on to our next topic that I have. Let's talk about project failures, because I've got a few. And let me just bring these out. Okay. Project failures, guys. We all have them. Sometimes we don't like to talk about them, but I think it's important that we do, because we all learn from each other as we are doing these things. So there's a couple of projects that I had tried out, and I wasn't really paying too much attention to the directions. So I kind of went off on my own and did my own thing, which I typically do. But this time it backfired on me, and I'll explain why. So this is just a little pouch that I kind of made on my own. It could be for eyeglasses. A lot of people use these as eyeglass cases. I found that it was a little too big to be an eyeglass case for me, but you know, I was thinking I can put in a couple of, you know, scissors and things like that, little knick-knack sewing items that I have around the sewing room. And so I've got these two that I've made. They're both off the same fabric, and they both have the same interior fabric. One was done more of like a square type motion with a small curve on the ends, which I actually liked better. And then the second one, I tried to kind of round it a little bit more with less of a square. I did like the look, but I think I prefer this look better than what I was kind of going for. And everything was going pretty well with the project. This was a really simple just item that I put together. All it is was you've got your exterior fabric, your interior fabric. I cut them out to about 9 by 12 size. And then after I've cut them out, I added some batting. So I used some cotton batting that I had, some scraps, also cut it out as a 9 by 12. And so what I did was I used a little bit of rain going on out there. Don't know if you guys heard that thunder, but looks like we're going to have some real bad weather here. Hopefully nothing happens to our internet. But I took the exterior fabric, the batting, and then the interior fabric, and I sandwiched them together, and I used some basting spray just to hold them all in place. So I sprayed all three together. Once I got it all together, I went ahead and I needed to add some bias tape. And you can, if you guys are not familiar with bias, so bias, if you think about it, it's really, you could buy bias tape from the store, but you can also make it yourself with fabric that you have. And bias is just kind of cutting it on the angle. And what happens is when you cut your fabric on the angle, the bias will give it a little bit of a stretch. So normally, let me see if I can grab fabric here. Don't seem to have any with me. Well, it's not really what I want to show, but we'll just use it as an example. So just pretend you have your piece of fabric here, right? You want to be able to cut on the bias, meaning cutting it on the angle. And the reason why you cut on the angle is because when you cut on the angle, you have more of a give on the fabric. Normally, if you're cutting fabric, and I'm not talking about stretching fabric, I'm talking about like just regular like cotton fabric. If you pull on the fabric, you won't really have much of a give. And if you pull this way on the fabric, you won't have a give. But if you pull on the bias, which is on the angle, you will have a little bit of that stretch. And some of that stretch is what you would use when you are going around your project. So these projects that have these little rounded edges, when you're working with the material that is on the bias, it has a little bit of that stretch. So it can stretch to make those curves. And it makes it a little bit easier for you to be able to sew onto those projects. Now, I didn't want to use bias tape because I didn't have any and I didn't want to go out to the store. And I was just not wanting to cut up some fabric. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to try some ribbon. So I went ahead and I used ribbon and I sewed the ribbon all the way across. Now, in the beginning, it was really, you know, not that bad because I was just going right across. But once I had put in the bias, I mean the ribbon, and sewed that down, and then I folded the fabric over, and then I needed to put the bias tape all the way around here. What ended up happening is as I got to my curves, it was just not working out because the curves, if you can see here, it was not stretchy. Like I couldn't stretch the ribbon because the ribbon was solid. It didn't have any give to it. So as I was trying to make the curve, because I didn't have any stretch to the fabric or to the ribbon, you know, it wouldn't make the curve the way you actually would want it to. And so it doesn't have a really good look to it because it's so stiff. And so I had to try to make little tiny pleats, and I snipped just a little bit with the scissors. I snipped the ribbon a little bit to try to make that curve and make it a little better. But as you can see, especially in this first one, since I had so much of a curve, there's a lot of pleats going on all over the place. And it didn't really have a good, pleasant look. So I was really not happy with the project. And then I tried to kind of cover it, and I said, well, let me change the ribbon, and I changed it from the blue to the gray, but I just didn't like the way the whole project came out, and it was really just because I didn't use the bias tape. Now, I think it would have made the project a lot easier and it would have worked if I did, but I didn't have it on hand and I didn't want to cut up fabric, so I thought maybe I could get away with just using the ribbon. And this is what happened. So this is a total project fail in terms of the bias. I mean, I'll still use the pouches. It's actually, you know, pretty good size. I like, you know, what I can fit in here. You know, it does work for me. It's just not something that I would probably give out to someone as a gift, or, you know, even try to sell. But that's definitely lesson learned for me. You definitely will need bias tape, or use the fabric, you know, cut up on the bias so that you have that stretch whenever you're dealing with any type of curves on your sewing projects. So this was a project fail for me, but it still ended up being with a project that was useful, and I can still go ahead and use it Now I could put some buttons. I have some little buttons here on the side, so I might just, you know, add a little button to it just to kind of make it a little cuter. So I'm not sure. You know, it's just something for me. It's a keeper for me to remind me to you can't use ribbons when you're looking at curves. I probably, maybe if I would have snipped it a little bit more, maybe I could have gotten away with it better, but I wasn't, you know, too happy with how it came out. So I don't know if you guys have ever had this issue when you're trying to do sewing things on a curve like that. You know, if you have any tips or anything like that, drop it in the chat, because I'm sure other people are struggling with things like that. I know sewing on the curve can be a little challenging, especially if you're new to sewing. I tend to kind of just use my hand to kind of give it a turn as it's coming through the sewing machine. I like to kind of just tilt it with my hand and just have the machine do the work for you. Don't try to force it into this perfect circle. Just kind of guide it with your hands and take it slow. And that's usually how I would do any rounded edging that I have to do for my sewing projects. But definitely not with a ribbon. At least, you know, learned that the hard way. Alrighty, I see a few people say, I see Donna says, I never pass up bias tape or trims at the thrift stores. I often find them for 10 cents or 50 cents unopened packages. Wow, that's pretty great. Nice. Awesome, awesome. I see a lot of chatting going on. Great. So if you have any tips out there, go ahead and share that. Okay. Let me move over to a couple other things that I have, because I do have a little bit of a haul to show you. And let me grab that over here. So I did go to Joann's, and they're having a sale of like 70% off. And so I picked up a couple of fabrics. Nothing really major. I just wanted to show you what I got. I thought this one was a really pretty one. It's a cotton fabric. And I believe this one was, it's called Woodland Buddies. And I'm trying to think who the designer was. Susan Widget is the name. But I thought, you know, I've got a couple of friends who are being grandmas for the first time, or they're having babies, so I thought this would be a cute little thing, and I can kind of do a little serge it together and do a little baby blanket set for them. So I thought that would be cute. Just a simple cotton fabric. Got these, again, they're 70% off, so if you want to take a look at your local Joann's, they had quite a sale on some fabrics that looks like they're trying to kind of cut down and get rid of. So I just picked up a couple, not too much, but I wanted to kind of just get some of that out of the way. And since I was there with my mom, so I figured, you know, might as well pick some up. This is another fabric that I picked up. This one, let's see if I see. This one's also by Susan Widget again. But it's a nice backing fabric that I can use for some of my quilts. Let me see if you can see that a little. Sorry, I forget to bring it up a little more. And bring the other one as well so you can see it. It is quite pretty. So I thought it was really cute. And then this one, you know, I can use for kind of some backing stuff. Just want to try to get a little bit more quilting in, that I've kind of started some projects and left them a little bit, so I want to try to get some of that back out. Now I also picked up some boutiques as well, and here's one of them. And I like this because it has like a little bit of that different flare color in here. Let me see if I can bring that up close. And there's a lot of things. You can use this as a backing, but you can also quilt a lot with this as well. And it will really pop because of the different little golds and things that it has. I think that the colors really will pop. depending on the design that you're doing. So I thought this one was a pretty one that I could use. And also had one, a calico, I believe, as well. Not sure if it was, yeah, I think it was this one. Now, when I pick up the fabrics, I don't go crazy in picking up tons of yardage. I just try to stick to like 1 or maybe 2 at most, unless I have a real specific project in mind that I know requires more. But typically for the projects that I make, between 1 and 2 yards is totally fine. 2 yards if I'm really making a lot. So this one I thought was neat. Simple little flowers on it. I thought those were cute. And you know, it just, for you to quilt with this, it's a nice fabric, very soft, cotton. You know, I think it will work really well. Then I picked up this one, which I absolutely loved, and I couldn't believe that they had this one on sale 70% off, because to me this just screams Christmas everywhere. And this one was 70% off, and it's got this silver, like a little shine to it. And I'll see if you can see that on the camera. It's kind of hard to see it. But I really love the colors on here. That little silver really makes it pop. And so I can see myself doing a lot of different projects with this, especially during the Christmas season. Now, they did have a lot of Christmas fabrics as well, all kinds of seasons on there, but Christmas seemed to be the majority of the selection. So if you're looking to start thinking about what you're going to be doing for the Christmas time, you can also go there and, you know, see what they have. Since they were 70% off, you know, that's a pretty good deal. So I picked up actually about 2 yards of this fabric because I just thought this one was really, really pretty. And I know that I can make a lot with this. So I did pick up the 2 yards. So on another one that I picked up, this one I only picked up a yard. And this was the Baltic as well. I thought this one was really cute. And this one kind of just screamed a bag. I could definitely do a bag with this. I was kind of thinking backpack. So I love the fabric. I think this would make a really cute backpack. And so, you know, I think that I might do that with this fabric here. I like the little kind of jean look when you're doing a bag, especially a backpack type, because I tend to use my bags a lot and I throw them around all over the place. So they could get dirty. So I don't like to do, you know, the really white fabrics like something like this, because that would definitely not work for me in terms of a bag, because I use them all the way until the end. And so something like this would probably last a little bit longer for me. And I really like the colors on it. So I thought this would be really nice as well. And then the last one, let me see. The last one here that I picked up is this one, and I really like the colors. It looks a little, let's see if I can pick it up. It's kind of hard for you guys to see. They've got actual, let's see if I can do it this way. You see like the flowers kind of hidden almost within the fabric. And I think, you know, the colors are really bright, but they kind of like have the flowers fade into the fabric. So when you're up close, you really see the flowers. But if you're further away, you really just see the different colors and the textures that go around it. But I thought that would also make a cute little maybe zippered pouch, or maybe a little purse type thing, like some kind of small item. And I think this one would be great for that. But these are the fabrics that I picked up. So check out Joann's, because I'm not sure how long the sale is for. but these are the ones that I was able to get all of them at like the 70% off. So, I think, it's a great deal if you're stocking up, especially if you're thinking about Christmas time and all the little projects you're going to make for Christmas. They did have all that Christmas fabric out there, so you may want to just kind of go out there and check to see if there's anything that you could use for the upcoming holiday. That I know we're in July, and they always have Christmas in July because now people are starting to do their projects so that they are completed for Christmas. So depending on the type of project that you're doing, a lot of people may need that extra time because it definitely takes time to get some of these projects done, especially with our crazy lives, right? So check it out, see if there's something out there that maybe you may be interested in getting, and you can get it at the deal. Okay, oh man, it is really storming out there. I'm not sure if you guys could hear that thunder out there, but it's coming down pretty hard. Alrighty, let's see. I also wanted to share with you, this is one of my favorite authors, and it's a book, kind of old. It's called Half Yard Heaven, and it's by Debbie Shore. And I love Debbie Shore. She's one of my favorite authors. She writes books. She also has her own YouTube channel. She's got the Half Yard Sewing Club that you can subscribe to. There's a lot of things that she does. She's been around for a really long time, and she makes absolutely beautiful, stunning items. And so this is just an older book that I have, one of many from her, and this is what she looks like. At least, I don't know, this was maybe 2014 or so. Yeah, but she pretty much looks the same. Because she's very pretty, and she's, a really, really nice, seems like a really nice lady, and does a lot of really cute sewing things on YouTube, on her books, on her clubs. She does a lot, and I've learned a lot from her as well. Now, she's in the UK, so, for those of you that, kind of watch it, like, you'll have to check the hours because it's a little bit different from ours. So I think it's usually like early in the morning that I'll be able to catch her. But if not, I'll just see the replays. But she does really beautiful projects, and she's got her books. I picked up this book, I don't know when, but this one definitely has a lot of good projects. And the reason why I pulled this one out is because of my project failures, right? I knew that I had something that talked about the bias. Actually, it's here. And she has a little section that she talks about bias binding and applying it with a straight edge and applying it with around a circle, and then using the bias binding with piping. And that's definitely something that, piping, I definitely want to kind of get into, because I think you can make a beautiful pillow with the piping on it. So that's something that I've been dying to try, just haven't had the time. But now that I had my little project failure with my bias binding, I pulled this out, and I'm like, yeah, I should have read this before I did my project, but I was kind of rushing and thought, oh, I'll just use ribbon, it'll be fine. And so I ended up with this. But definitely something that, she does a great job in explaining it. And, she's got her step-by-step instructions in the book itself. And there's a lot of little projects that you can do in here as well. So, it's a fun little book to have. It's just something that, I enjoy. Ooh, I think we lost a little light there. I kind of enjoy the projects that she has listed. Okay, so being that the weather is a little shaky outside, I think we're gonna get right to announcing our 2Q Trivia Master. So let's see. Trivia Master is going to receive a $20 gift card from Amazon as my gift. And we're also going to allow the person to select a book. And we have a selection of 3 different books that they can choose from. We've got them here listed. It's More Weekend Sewing was the first option. The second option is Crochet Techniques and Tips. And then the third one is Quilting to Make in a Weekend. So I hope that, the winner, we try to kind of mix it up, give it a little quilting, a little crochet, depending what they're into, hope that they can pick something that they like, and then, enjoy the little gift of the $20 gift card to buy whatever supplies they need to. They can make some kind of craft. So I hope you guys enjoy that. But let's take a look at who our 2Q 2023 Trivia Champion is. And that's it. It's Amy B with 31 points. Congratulations, Amy. Now, just remember to go ahead and send me an email at giftshq.usa.gmail.com, or you can go ahead and go to the About page to get the information. So please go ahead and send it so that you can pick up your little congratulatory gift. You now have bragging rights as a trivia master. Now remember, we're going to continue on for the third quarter trivia master, and then at the end of the year we'll have our champion. So that's something that is a lot of fun. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Just go ahead and continue to participate in the chat. We will keep tallying up the points and posting it on the community channel. And it should just be a lot of fun. So I really hope that you guys all enjoy it. Let me just check in the chat really quick. I see a lot of people congratulating Amy. I'm not sure if she's on or not, or maybe she'll catch the replay for this. But I hope that she just will contact us so we can get the information and the little gifts out to her. So definitely, let's see, a lot of congratulatories. Oh, Judy Bauer, who was our previous winner for trivia, she picked I Like My Weekend Sewing book. She selected the weekend sewing, which she seems to enjoy. That's awesome. I mean, they're great little books because they have all kinds of little projects on there that you can make. And I think they're a lot of fun. You just have to take a little time to just go through the steps, and you can really come out with a cute little project that you can give as a gift or keep for yourself, or maybe you're interested in selling them. So definitely a lot of fun. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Congratulations. Oh guys, thanks for congratulating her. Oh, that's great. Wait, isn't her today? Hope she sees the replay. Yeah, I have a feeling I don't see her on the chat anywhere. She may not be here, but that's okay. That's okay as long as she just contacts me. Then we can get the gift out to her. So definitely, she's here all the time. I guess she kind of missed today. Something must have come up, but that's fine. That's fine. Congratulations, Amy. Really, really happy for you. And I hope you enjoy the gift. So please contact us. Just remember to go to the About page to get the information on where you can contact us. Donna says, enjoy the rain, Nancy. Southwest Louisiana is in a drought, so rain sounds good to me. Yes, Donna. And I hope your hands are feeling better. I know you were struggling with your hand. I hope you feel better with that. And I saw something about no AC, and I'm not sure if that was you or not as well. And I really hope that you got that fixed, because I know it's really been hot here lately. It's just been really, really bad. Awesome. Okay. Well, I think, heard the thunder again, and I think I better get off before we lose electricity here. Well, thank you guys all for joining today. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys really enjoyed the little tips and tricks. As I continue to get more and more back into my little mojo, I'll be able to, kind of bang some more projects out and get them out over to you. So I hope you really enjoy it, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.